brain waves. And a lot of these terms you've heard again and again, so they're a little more familiar with you. But how many of you guys have heard of flow state? Yeah, this is something that I've actually worked with Olympic athletes and high performers on, and it is a magical place. Like the little meme here that I wrote, flow, the magical place between conscious and subconscious, where time doesn't exist and you tap into your unlimited potential. Yeah, you need to learn to flow. This is a magic place. But let's hop into this just for a minute if my computer will once again allow me to. Come on, please. There we go. So creativity, intuition, and ideation occur somewhere between a meditative dream state and a conscious alert state where ideas can flow easily from the dreamy subconscious into the more present aware conscious mind to be captured, interpreted, and communicated. And I talked about that a little bit on the last slide, that alpha brainwave, right? We'll get a little deeper into this, but that's that wave between the conscious mind, which can stress you out until you learn to regulate and manage it. And it can become really powerful for you. And the lower frequencies that we were as a child, remember, not only were we in those lower brain frequencies, but when we talked about the middle and lower brain, that's where those programs were written, right? But also your subconscious mind is what communicates with the ether. It's what communicates with all information. And so when you can learn to tap into that deeper state, but do it in alpha where you can still communicate with conscious, it's super powerful. So literally time stops. You lose yourself. You become one with your instincts as if someone else or something else is dictating your actions for you. Athletes call it the zone. Psychologists call it the flow state. And there's a good chance you guys have experienced this before where all of a sudden time slows down. Oftentimes, when you get wrapped up into an activity, it could be painting, creativity that just really absorbs you, right? And you don't think about any of your daily stressors at all. And it's almost like time slows down. Yeah, that is flow state. So it's a magical space where you tap into your genius. Answers to deep questions, solutions to problems seem to come out of nowhere. Time doesn't exist. Everything slows down, and your awareness is heightened in a superhuman way. Yeah, you've seen athletes. If you watch sports, you've seen athletes in this. It's a magical place. I don't know what else to say, but let's get a little deeper into it. Remember back a few videos ago when I said you could tap into a brainwave during meditation where you could escape time and space as we know it? Yeah, this is one of those places, but it's close enough to waking consciousness, like I said, that you can record and respond to it rationally. So it's really neat. We can get into a deep, deep meditation where we get downloads, where we get information, but this is learning how to tap into that deep subconscious realm while being in that little alpha wave right there that still allows you to be in that meditative, creative space where all solutions exist, all information exists, but your conscious mind is active enough that you can record it, remember it, and act on it. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. Like I said, we teach this to Olympic athletes. The sweet spot seems to be somewhere between 7 and 9 hertz, touching both the theta and alpha wave. That's what I was talking about. But the challenge with beta, the adulting brainwave, beta communicates with the conscious mind and ego, right? While alpha and theta communicate with the subconscious, where all possibilities exist in a quantum state of superposition. This sweet spot allows them to communicate. When you're stuck in a problem or challenge, and we've read all the Einstein quotes, right? Staying in a stressed out beta wave isn't going to solve the situation. Problems can't be solved in the same stressful situation that they were caused, right? So you need to get out of your head. So you need to step away, find your peace and joy, and allow your brain waves to slow down so you can tap into the subconscious mind that has all the answers, all the solutions. When you do this, you tap into a flow state and tap into the frequency that allows the conscious mind to communicate with the subconscious mind. I'm being a little redundant there for a reason, but this is a magical place. When you're in that stressed out beta wave, remember I told you when the overstressed out beta wave, if you can manage that, you can actually get to gamma, which is a high performance state. But this one, flow state, is a little bit different. It's where time stops and all this information just seems to flow to you out of the ether. Practicing daily meditation and becoming comfortable with allowing your thoughts to come and go without judgment is a great practice. Remember, I've said that again and again and again. Practice to observe your life without judgment. Practice stepping back and becoming the conscious observer, right? Once you get comfortable with this feeling, then you can begin to duplicate it during activities. Walking, hiking, sports, right? The flow state. Remember, I was telling you that I taught hiking meditations for years, and then I finally purchased a portable electroencephalogram that I could wear, and it would measure my prevailing brain waves. And I was able to go up to altitude between 8 and 9,000 feet and literally hike at a normal pace at altitude and still remain in that alpha theta wave. It's an amazing practice. When you can learn to take your meditation into active daily life, I can't even explain it. You become a super performer. It's an amazing place to be. So you'll also be amazed at how well it calms the mind, central nervous system, and anxiety. We'll get a little more into this next week. We'll tap into a few more ideas this week, but you can see why I wanted you to be completely present for this video. Breathe, relax, be a child, and explore. And this flow state is a magical state. I could talk about this all day long, but I won't. What I want you to do is pause this, get out your notebook, reread this again, and write down any experiences that you've had in the past where you've experienced this, where time just stopped and creativity flowed. If you've tapped into it before, it's going to be easier for you to tap into it again, right? But also, practicing all of the homework can help lead you to this space. And really, it's learning to regulate your central nervous system. Last week, hopefully you watched that video, you listened to it again and again throughout the week, and you did the homework, because that's the gateway. Learning to manage your central nervous system. Don't get overstressed. Learn to regulate before the stress happens, right? Don't get in the hamster wheel stress loop, lower brain stress loop. Remember that? That's the gateway. Learning to manage your central nervous system is going to help you naturally tap into the flow state, right? So pause this, take some notes, and I'll see you in a minute.